Hey guys, welcome back again. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. Yeah. You must also read like books. You know, try to improve from last year, dude. Try to improve from last year. Don't be like, oh, what are you talking about, Craig? I'm hustling. Everybody's hustling. Try to do at least exercise, read more books, do something good, different. So we're gonna continue from where we left off. So the detectives were in the building now, right? They looked for dead bodies in the basement and discovered 5 of them. Ooh, too quickly, dude. That means there were more buildings that were going to be on the list the same night. Once other few officers that could handle the situation had arrived, the detectives moved to the next one. They arrived at another building with enough hope that they will get something out of it, because most of the people that had done most of these things, they were like on the road, they were running, because whenever the police was about to do an operation, they'll always be told by there were others that were in the police force that will always give these guys like a heads up. We know the story. This is why you can never really arrest someone when you're dealing with corrupt cops. When human beings are ready to walk through their problems, they'll always find a solution, and there'll always be problems, and that problem is within them before others portray it as something else. Or we can most of the problems that we have are all coming from deep down inside. I think once we tend to look inside of ourselves, we tend to solve the problems that are outside of ourselves, because we tend to be delusional when we don't see those problems from that they are coming from inside. Everything only got easier after they got out of the crisis, and when individuals have come out to figure out the truth from the lies, it is easy to come up with solutions, since now they have a clear perspective of what is actually going on. They expected to find more human bodies in the buildings, and they did, and these men were brave enough to work around methods that could reduce tensions in the city, and people should be afraid of doing that anyway. Once they went in, they wanted to make sure that no more of these thugs would just come and do whatever they want. The detective was declaring the city as his, so you know the power that comes with a gun. People should not be afraid of going anywhere in the city. That was the mind that he was following. Followed the same procedure as they were going into the building, like they did previously. There were bags of cocaine hidden in these buildings, and as usual, someone was willing to die protecting these drugs, because these officers had chosen to do all this time at an unexpected time. If word got out about all these guns that they were confiscating, it was going to turn into a street war. The majority of the drones had enough technology instilled in them to pick up all incoming and outgoing calls. Although they couldn't hack them, but they could see that they are frequently coming calls in when there was a chance. And Russians actually did this. Russians have actually a network system that can shut down an area's network. Right, they did this in Ukraine. Even with I think Elon Musk as well. I think Elon Musk has the same system. These were not good people. Yeah, right. When there was a chance that someone would connect the dots earlier, the leading detective would have his entire crew surrounding the place. These were not good people, and the type of discipline these were not good people. So the detective were about to give them the type of discipline that they had not received when they were still minors. So they say, if you don't discipline your kids, your government will. To clean out much of the trash out of these buildings. Oh, they were trash, right? They simply had to separate everything and everyone, and this was a divide and conquer policy that almost always worked for the benefit of the guy who was doing it, not for the greater good. There is always the possibility that humans who have no idea what life should be like will always have to learn this the hard way. Yep. When given the opportunity, only a few people who accept what is there, like who accept reality. And when a chance is given, only those who understand its worth will recognize it right there. Because some people, you just put an opportunity right in front of them, they'll be like, huh? Duh. Don't know what we're talking about. And once they had yellow tape the entire area with please don't caution tapes, other officers arrived to take over, and these men were serious enough to complete their work and whatever duties that they had on their tab. The city had set aside a large sum of money to see this through, and when people are hyper aware of what is going on around them, and if they can play a part, fear is bound to spread among those that are working against them. The light is brought about, and the change is the result of a union. They went into that building after 15 minutes after being delayed to secure the location, and when they moved in, they made sure that everything was done. A few hours later again, maybe 2 to 3 hours, they moved to another building, which turned out to be a jackpot for the entire night, because most of the bodies that they had come across were not evident enough, or it was adequate for them to actually come up with a case. So this time, the building that they found had a lot of people. They moved, but the way just bodies discovered who killed them was a different story. But because they were now starting to connect those, I guess we'll see in the future if they were going to discover who actually killed these people. But someone was going to pay the price for sure. There was no such thing as being peaceful or forgiving. There was no room for forgiveness. It is important to understand that the law will find its way out there and crucify those who thought they were untouchable, and those who are deemed to be at the cross will be at the cross. Oh yeah, if you are found in the wrong place, maybe at the right time, wrong place, yeah, or right time, wrong place, or right place, wrong time, yep, it will always be privileged. Who at the end of their life dies on their bed after a life of brutality and no mercy. Yeah, so if you live a brutal life, yeah, on your bed, you're gonna suffer the same consequences. When many individuals do not say they are peaceful surrounded by their families, but rather that they are not peaceful when their hearts are full of anger and hatred, even towards one another. When people are focused on changing the perspective of those who surround them, they will find it easier to explain why those who are supposed to be silent and ahead understand their position in all this, rather than going through the ideas of men and women who are not particularly concerned with achieving what is best for them. They have been able to, or they have not been able to actually identify the threats that were there as potentially act as a means of individuals to change their behavior. So the whole point was to make sure that these individuals will change their behavior and how they behaved in the city. When that is very, very important when something is very, very important to us, what do we consider? What will we do to keep it safe, or to keep it to ourselves? When that is important, it is not held in the right way. Humans must change and learn to get away with whatever they can in this world. Okay? Today, because there is supposed to be a place where peace solves many problems, but to get to that point of peace, people have to get away with a lot of bad things. Okay? Being able to tackle all of these problems means that mortals or people search for what is important to them, and what is not means that they should be on their way out. They should be on their way to get what is important to them, than just to play around with what is not. It is just a matter of going along with it. Having principles and morals is not a choice. It is a requirement of where we live and how we live. It is an event of possibilities to alter the fabric of society. Only a few individuals who understand what it means to be this type of person. In case of potential opportunities in our life, we take it, and people learn to respect the work only after there is evidence that they can grow in it. The detective had moved in with computers in their vehicles, making it easy for them to track down criminals. Many humans strive to achieve success in life as individuals, and we have a responsibility to address the issues affecting the world. Evidence is necessary to capture the world's attention. To combat criminal activities, the detective employed drones to monitor their movements and remain undetected to the criminals they were trying to pursue. Even repeat offenders who had been arrested multiple times are still exposed to the consequences of their action, which they usually try to avoid. So, a study came out, but don't generalize the study, right? Something that I thought, let me just put in there, So, repeated offenders are likely to actually repeat again the offense if they don't find a land safely, if they don't safely land or landed safely. Damn, English, bro. Overcoming adversity provides an opportunity for humans to learn more about themselves and the world. In a city where life seems hopeless, successful individuals can often predict what will happen in the future. When presented with an opportunity to learn, individuals are more likely to lack a growth mindset. When people are enabled, they can figure out a way to move forward and make progress towards their goals. In order to bring about change, action is more important than conversation. It is important to have an idealistic passion for achieving one's goal, but not to overthink the story and how it should be told. It is sufficient to launch a cleaning campaign to put an end to this criminal rampage that were terrorizing the streets. But what people forget is these things repeat if we do not solve what is actually causing them. When people have a clear focus and direction, they are truly inspired to succeed, folks. So it's around 4 a.m. Like they've been there since 11 midnight. This detective had one specific location. They had sent some officers to survey the area while they were cleaning up the rest of the places that they had got. The detective believed that understanding the rite of passage was crucial, and even though the compound was well guarded and filthy inside and out in terms of the things that they were doing there, they might have clean marbles, they might have diamond walls, but the work that they were pulling out there, it was dirt. They had a chance to do what was right, not only in their eyes, but also in the eyes of those who couldn't bring about justice to them. And some people are treated unfairly, so they expect some people to come and bring justice. Living in a city, we have a legal someone quoted that we have a legal system, not a justice system. Keep that in mind. Justice. Thank you, guys. So we're gonna continue from there. They spent days building a case against the owner of the compound, who was a notorious drug lord. They hacked into all his locations, knowing that his men were well guarded during the day and only counted their money in the morning after spending the entire night making it. So we're gonna start from there, and we're gonna see if they actually have the evidence against the owner of the compound. Otherwise, justice, people, live safe, be well, subscribe, go to the YouTube if you saw this on Facebook or TikTok. I'ma put the link down, then we can continue with this. You're gonna learn a lot. We're not just gonna make it a story, right? We need to educate. Thank you, guys. I'm out. Juices.
Life matters. Business community needs to wake up in the morning. When you cut down trees, life matters. When you pollute the waters, life matters. When you pollute the air, life matters. Life matters, and that's not black lives only. That is life for the human continent, life for the birds, life for the fish of the sea, life for the ants, life for the crops, life for the human beings themselves. Whoever thinks that by having more money you'll have enough will never be satisfied.